Hello YouTube, this is 16 Monarchs here with my Gren Maju the Zero OTK on my Departed deck. I originally posted this, but I made a ton of renovations to it since then, so let's get started. So first, Gren Maju the Zero, the main OTK in this deck, pretty much gains for his attack and defense is determined by the number of cards I have removed from play times 400. So yeah, he can get really powerful really quickly. The main purpose of this deck is just to build up a huge graveyard, then mass remove them with Soul Release. So Exile Force really helps fill up my graveyard while giving me a little extra control and monster destruction. 2 Fire Troopers, mainly just to help get cards in the graveyard, plus the 1000 extra bond that they offer is pretty nice too. Card Trooper, so I can dump cards into the graveyard. That's really all he does. Plus drawing is pretty nice too. Because I'm dumping so many cards into the graveyard, I'm bound to have spares in there, so I have Spare Striker to remove them and then attack directly. He's pretty nice. 2 Chaos Rider Gustavs, pretty much just here to be Gustavs, and because again, like Spare Striker, I'm building up to spare a good number of spares in my graveyard. Just remove up to 2 and he becomes a 2000 beat stick, so yeah. And plus that's an extra 800 if I can, on Gren, if I can get him out and remove 2. Dimensional Alchemist. It's Dimensional Alchemist because I'm not removing cards directly, except by his first effect by removing the top card of my deck and making him an 1800 beat stick. But because he's being destroyed by battles in my graveyard and not removed directly by Banish or Micro, I can get back monsters that I've removed from play. So 2 Alchemists with that. Of course I need Spare and Trap control, so I have 2 Mirage Dragons so my opponent can't get out Mirror Force or am I thinking Dimensional Fisher, yeah. And Breaker to just break the Spares and Traps. So yeah, my monster Spare and Trap control and Gauze. Well, just help me control my opponent some and stop their OTKs. Now on to the spells. The biggest removal of this deck, Soul Release. Remove 5 cards from anyone's graveyard. I actually like this simply because, I only have 4 cards in my graveyard and there's a 5th card that I want to get rid of in my opponent, so Soul Release, get rid of those 4 cards in my graveyard and then remove my opponent's. So yeah. Then with any OTK, you gotta have your Giant Trunade, MST, and Heavy. MST and Heavy are staples, and Giant Trunade is always thrown in for OTKs. Next, for a little extra control, plus discard 2 Lightning Vortexes. So yeah, no explanation there. Brain Control is Brain Control and extra attack directly if need be. Swords is Swords and it's just there. 2 card traders, basically just being card traders, allowing me to shuffle cards I don't need and put them back into my deck and get a new one. And finally, Reinforcement, because I'm playing so many warriors. This is almost automatic. Hello, I'm getting a free warrior pretty much. One of the very few decks you'll actually see me playing Torrential, and I'm playing Torrential because it's Torrential. and plus destroying my own monsters is not always a bad thing in this deck, so yeah. Big Bone, basically a bigger version of DD Crow, limited but bigger version of DD Crow. 2 big bones. Removing my own monsters is again not always a bad thing, and pretty much just stops Call of the Haunted, Brain Control, not Brain, Part of Avarice, and I believe it can also stop Darius, Equatus if it targets a monster, for Glad, so yeah. 2 big bonds because I can. Call of the Haunted again, because my monsters are hitting the graveyard first. This is an automatic in sort of. Then return from a different dimension, so I can make a sweep if I really want to, and 2 bottomless trappers because they're bottomless. So let's get into the extra deck. Not the extra deck, I don't have an extra deck with this deck. 2 DD survivors. They're DD survivors, so you can probably see why I play them in just a moment. Just in case I'm really need to start removing a ton of my opponents, I'm playing 3 Banishers of the Radiance. This is mainly if my opponent is playing Light Sworn or something that relies on the graveyard, like Eternities. So just playing him because it removes everything. 2 DD Warriors, just in case I need some extra removal. Snipe Hunter, because I can discard cards, and plus it's extra removal, destruction. 1 Fire Trooper, just in case I want to, I may take him out. 2 Departed, originally I played 3 in my main, but I've been finding that Departed wasn't that useful, but he's basically, I think, other than being tributed and tributed and destroyed by an effect while on the field, pretty much he's removed automatically. And if he doesn't touch the graveyard, pretty much he goes to my opponent's side of the field, and usually I can attack over him. So yeah. 2 Destiny Hero Departeds, just in case I really want them. I may take them out eventually, but I don't know. Then I have 2 D-Prison, Dimensional Fishers, simply because they go along with this dude, DD Survivor, and they just help in general. And then 2 compulsories, 3 compulsories to help with Centros. So basically this is my renovated Gren Maju 0 OTK. Happy like, please comment, see you around.